We were just catching up and we thought we would just say hi and have a little conversation with each other and share it with you.
For those of you that know us, we miss you and love you, and those of you that we haven't met yet, we love you. We're just waiting to meet you. So thanks for tuning in. And what Jackson and I wanted to talk about this morning is sort of like our own personal rituals or personal practice of what we do every morning to stay grounded during this interesting time in life. So we wanted to share with you, and hopefully this will help. So Jax, what are some of the things that you do in the morning to start your day?
Well, I first want to start off with, before the last 2 months, I didn't really have a consistent ritual or morning practice. It always depended on where I needed to be first thing in the morning, and obviously how I slept the night before. So one of my silver linings during this time is actually creating a consistent ritual, and man, what a difference it's made, like in my life, mentally, and I believe emotionally and physically. So what I've been doing every morning is I first turn on the hot water to start my warm water ceremony, and I drink warm water with apple cider vinegar and or lemon. It just helps to like kind of soothe the belly for digestion, helps like balance alkalinity, so your pH, because something else I do religiously now, and I do not feel good if I don't, is I dry skin brush.
Oh, yeah.
So to me, dry skin brushing is it's life-changing. With the dry brush, you can buy it, you just upward towards all the lymph nodes, and literally towards the heart, and it just flushes you out. It's, to me, I can't start my day without it now. And along the same lines is tongue scraping. So all of this is Ayurvedic practices. At nighttime, our body is going through a digestive process, so cleaning us out through the day, physically and mentally, of course. So in the morning, using the restroom and dry skin brushing and tongue scraping helps to assist with that detoxification from the day before. So dry skin brushing and tongue scraping, the bomb. Just wanted to put that out there.
Awesome. The other thing too I wanted to share that I forgot, I do this lately first thing in the morning, but also in the evening. It's my gratitude list. So it's a great way to start the day, especially if you're feeling down, but now it's just become part of my daily thing that it just makes everything a lot more sunnier, even if it's not sunny outside. So I go through and just write everything, even if I'm repeating things from days before, it doesn't matter, every moment is new. So I just go through this huge long list until my hand gets tired, because I have so many things to be grateful for. So anyways, that's another thing I've done consistently, and it does help a lot.
That's beautiful. Actually, it's something I've been reading recently, besides writing it down, for those of us who either A, forget and you're in bed right before you go to sleep. So I catch myself often. I say all the things in my head, but there is some sort of additional magic, I believe, in writing it down, but also creating that intention, that sacred space for yourself, like just thanking myself for everything I accomplished during the day, in addition to all the things or all the people that I'm grateful for. So bringing that gratitude inward really just gives me a little bit more of a sound sleep, I think. I have had issues in the past to fall asleep. So besides popping melatonin or drinking chamomile tea, breath exercises, or thanking myself for all my accomplishments, and also the gratitude list kind of helps.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do love that as a practice.
Yeah. On that note, let's talk about trouble sleeping. You just mentioned some of the things that you do, because I've been dealing with that for years. So would you like to elaborate more on what you do so when you can't sleep at night?
Sure.
Yeah.
So besides, I did take melatonin last night, which I don't highly recommend, but my acupuncturist said during stressful times like this, it is a little bit more of a natural sleep aid. I've never done that in my life before. Chamomile tea has always been my family's go-to, so that has been really helpful. Again, the gratitude, just listening and dialogue with myself. But I also have doTERRA oils and a diffuser. So doTERRA plug.
You don't work with a minor.
Actually, I do.
Okay. Jasper's remote.
Yeah.
See next.
So if you want to have any doTERRA oils, you can email me. But no, I think they have so many natural healing remedies. Lavender oil is the most popular one, the most well-known, but there are a lot more in addition to that. Frankincense, I just recently learned, helps. And actually, I went to go open my frankincense last night. It just happened, and I forgot that the top piece was not there, where it just lets a little bit come out. So I spilled the whole thing all over the floor. I'm wiping it up with my hands, and I'm just like, I had the best sleep last night. The best sleep.
So there you go. Take a bath. Frankincense out like a light.
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah, so that's what I do. What about you?
I use melatonin only, I call it emergencies, where I really can't sleep. So I think it is the most natural and healthiest way. But other than that, I drink but not too exciting, and that helps me to like nod off. And also sometimes I do legs up the wall, so
Yes.
push down.
Vipariti Karani.
Yeah.
Yeah. So legs up the wall. Let's demonstrate a second.
Yeah.
You just get your hips right up in there.
Mm-hmm.
And you can make the sound effects too. And then relax.
Yeah.
You do like 5 to 10 minutes. I put a timer on.
And then a couple of things that I like to do is put some weight on the feet. So if you have like a heavier bolster pillow
Or crystal thumbs, because don't use a crystal ball.
that feels good. And then sometimes elevating and putting something underneath the sacrum
Absolutely.
will help to lift up your bottom so the blood can flow even better towards the heart.
And it's very restorative as well. Just making sure we're recording. I love to make Karina laugh. Can I ask you about the India? Will you share a little bit about what you did? Just a little bit?
A little bit? Okay.
We've already, because you mentioned it, what you
Yeah.
learned. Maybe there's something else that you want to share.
Just briefly, because we can go on a whole other
I'm
video
sure.
about this, but I did spend a month in India. I went to a center, Ayurvedic center, as Jax was talking about earlier. If you haven't checked into that, you should. It's a really helpful way. It's a sister science to yoga, really. So it's treating the outside in, yoga's the inside out, and when you marry the two together, beautiful things happen. So some of the things that we did, receiving treatment from the therapist, is oil massages, which is a practice you can do at home. Do you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Either sesame or almond oil, and you could add essential oil to it.
Yeah, exactly. So you self-massage, but at the center they do it for you, so it's really nice. Sesame oil, which was hand pressed, or pressed there at the site. So they did that. They did it for 45 minutes, and they just lather you up and slap you around, and it's really nice. And then they put these Ayurvedic eye drops, nose drops, and ear drops, which were really oily. So you have oil in every crevice of your body.
So this is part of the Panchakarma.
I guess, sorry, Panchakarma.
Cool.
Yeah. So everyone's supposed to read my mind. it's called Panchakarma.
Look it up, yeah.
Panchakarma meaning the 5 actions.
Okay.
So we did the body massage, the oil drops. Shirdara is a really important one. I don't know if we could do it here in San Diego. Maybe there's some places that do it, but I highly recommend checking that out. It's just the oil, warm oil dripping onto the third eye. Oh man, that puts you in a whole different state. You're like, probably 3/4 of the time it goes right into dream zone. Like it is amazing. You forget where you are and who you are. And then endless, yay.
They are from the inside out.
Yeah. Which honestly is probably the most impactful thing because again, this will be for a different video, but because it stimulates the root chakra. So yes, it cleanses you out, it helps you, but definitely on a physical level because I've had digestive issues for over 5-6 years, and all that the doctors here couldn't help me. And as soon as I did the treatment, healed, gone.
I'm going.
Yeah, I highly recommend. But beyond that, the treatments are deeper. They're very spiritual. So the idea is energetically, it stimulates the root chakra, which is the base, right, of all your chakras, and so it cleans everything out, and therefore you're just completely open and clean and ready to receive, and that's how this healing process gets expedited. So those are some of the things that we did, but I can go deeper into that stuff later on. But the beautiful thing, as Jax mentioned, is that some of these things you can incorporate at home, like the tongue scraping, the self-massage, the breast brushing, like all that stuff, you can do yourself.
And animals.
And you can actually learn at home too.
I like that you just brought up the root chakra, and then I'm sure we could close the conversation from this. But if you didn't pick up on our conversation, there's so many different elements to the yoga practice. So yoga asana, the movements, the poses, the shapes, or the seat, is really just one, I use the word element, but I feel like aspect, one limb of the yoga path. So, Karina and I have both been teaching and practicing for some time, and I just love that whether it's been 5 years or 20 years, the path for me continues to evolve and transform. So I just wanted to kind of speak to that a second, and how when you offer trainings, like yoga teacher training, that these are some of the conversations that would be had. If you wanted to add to that. I thought it was a perfect time.
What would you like me to add?
That anytime, somebody's curious about
want to provide that it is a practice that's beyond physical movements. The physical part is extremely important, but it's just one tiny little element, thing of this whole huge yoga pie.
Yeah, I love yoga pie.
Yeah. So I guess that's the one thing I would want people to know. It's definitely, you do not need to be a professional teacher at all. It's just if you want to make yourself a healthier and happier person through the yoga practice and yoga philosophy, you can, and millions of people do it. And it seems like this big thing that no one understands, but actually it's a beautiful practice that you can get into, and you can see what you will understand, and it's your own thing. And Jackson and I have done it for so long, and we're telling you the things that we do that help us deal with daily life, and that's what the practice is about. It's for your life. So hopefully the things that we talked about this morning are things that demonstrate what we learned from our practice.
And that something resonated with you, but more importantly, it's understanding that, we're human. We're in this human form, this bodysuit, as some people like to reference it as, and, we pick up what works for us, and sometimes it works temporarily, sometimes it works longer than that, but I'm just grateful that I have the practice. And rituals with Ayurveda that you mentioned is the sister science of yoga. And it's like, I never knew that before, practicing yoga. And this is all ancient traditions and really ancient wisdom that comes from, centuries before we were in this form. So it works for me. Does it work for you?
A lot.
And I teased my husband this week, can you imagine what I would be like without yoga? And he said, should I tell you what he said? I'll tell you what he said. He said, you'd probably be drinking a lot more wine. So, anything else you want to add on, Karina?
Yeah, that's basically everything that you said. So I feel that yoga is a huge pie, and just to have a little bit of it goes a long way. And we're here to help you through these videos, through online classes, or one-day in-person classes, or through YTT, just to understand and utilize these tools a little bit better. So yes, you can learn things, let's say from a YouTube video, and that's great, it's a great start. But to have an actual, we dedicate our lives to this, and so we are here to help you to take it further. And there's so many more things to learn, and even for ourselves. But we'll give you everything we got. So that's what we're here for.
Karina, of all my years, I just want to give you kudos. You are definitely a very sound and grounded, compassionate, empathetic, kind, and patient teacher that I've ever come across, and I feel truly honored just to be in this conversation with you. But what you've done to this community, I've seen a couple teachers do in Florida and the East Coast, but yeah, it's just it's a privilege and an honor to witness and to be in your energetic space 6 feet away. So hope you guys are taking care of yourselves. Hope you got a little bit of humor and laughter from this recording, maybe some inspiration on how you can start your days, and also maybe invoking a little curiosity on what more is possible for yourself as a human, with a spirit, with a heart, with a soul. So much love to you. Blessings on this journey. May you stay safe